Hello all. Good morning. So I'm Kalpana from DataMites. I would like to welcome you all to the session. So hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are Kalpana.
Yeah. So today we have Clive Cutinho here to talk about his career journey. Hi, Clive.
Hi, Kalpana.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing all good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you here. First of all, congratulations, Clive. So today we are here to understand his successful journey. So tell us about you, Clive.
Yes, sir, ma'am. So, okay, so basically, as you all know, I was from a BCom graduate and I started my journey from DataMites. So, I joined DataMites somewhere around 2021. So, basically, I had finished my course and through DataMites placement, I had joined Technica's Reunidas, which was more into AI, machine learning. And so as per the things what DataMites had told me, like the journey, the teachings, the promises what they told the placement wise and all you have provided to that end. So after that I had joined Technicas Reunitas and I was working there for almost a year. Then I had a switch and I moved to Mumbai where I joined NSC and I work as a system analyst here. But my job is more into AI and machine learning and we are more into developing LLMs currently.
Oh, that's great. Okay. So I'm just curious. You did BCom, right? So what uh, what made you to get into AI?
So like my thing was more into like, see, I was very bad in by hearting things. So something more had more logical sense. I used to make more sense to me, and I used to understand more. So commerce was more into rules and regulations, and it was not for me. So I had an interest towards Python earlier. So
Okay.
I thought it would be an easy transition for me from BCom because I had a good knowledge with stats and maths anyways. So I knew like the next good thing I wanted was Python. And basically initially I thought I'd be a business analyst or go something towards that. So
Okay.
after that I came across DataMites where it became like a certified data science course and I went through that.
Great.
And
Okay.
because the main reason why I joined was DataMites at that time when data science was just coming up, it was covering most of the topics what I was seeing across the market as well. So that was the main reason I went towards DataMites to do my course.
Okay. So after completing the course in DataMites, you did MCA, right?
Yes, yes. And I'm still currently pursuing my MC also and my
Oh, I think we
fourth sem
lost the
currently.
connection. Oh, okay. Your voice is
Hello?
breaking.
Yeah, my
I,
voice is breaking.
and I think now it's all right.
It's all right, right? Sorry, you're
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
something, Kalpana.
Yeah. So actually coming from BCom, so you told that you were not a person who just mug up things, and of course it will not help much, right? So you need to understand
Yes.
the concept, so that would really help. Okay. So did you find difficult when it comes to programming or to understand complex technical things? So I see that you have knowledge in NLP, computer vision as well. So how was the journey? Like, how did you prepare? How you used to put yourself? Like, what kind of effort you took in getting into this field?
Okay, so I would say basically you have to build your foundation strong. When it comes to Python, machine learning, the foundation is very important. And the second thing, what I'd say, over the foundation, you need lots of practice. Because as and when you have more use cases, you do more projects, you'll have a more understanding how to tackle the data. So basically, when it comes to data science, even machine learning and even AI, your main thing is you'll have to know how to tackle your data. So if you have a deeper understanding, more practice, you will be able to tackle the data, understand, get more meaningful insights out of the data. So for example, currently NSC, I know I'm telling you we are building a LLM itself, but we are building our in-house LLM. We have also implied machine learning, but how to say, we didn't imply machine learning on basic data or document classification, all that. We have all this network logs. This is IT infrastructure basically. So through network logs, we can detect viruses, anomalies, and all those things. So getting meaningful insights of the data, you should have a deeper understanding how it works and all those things. And yeah, machine learning models have many algorithms which help you find the features and all those things. So I would say end of the day, it's practice, practice, practice.
Yes. Okay. So it's not just learning the algorithms, should be familiar with or should have skills in data cleaning, data exploration, all of this. Right.
True, 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 true.
Okay. So you completed CDS course, right, in DataMites?
Yes, yes,
Okay. And then the first job was digital transformation engineering, right?
yes,
Digital transformation engineer, right? So how did you
yes.
get into how much time it took for you to get this job?
I would say after my examination, the job resume, like clearing and all those things, it took within like 3 weeks, I had got almost like 4 to 5 interviews. And this was, I think, my fourth interview, which I passed.
Oh, that's really great. So within a very
Yeah.
short time, you got a job. Okay. So that
Yes,
was
yes,
into
yes.
data science, ML, AI you have mentioned. So what exactly you were doing there? Like you must be a fresher. So
So,
how did you how did they consider you? Like what kind of job you were doing there?
okay. So basically, for what skills I had, they were very happy because I already knew machine learning and a basic algorithm. So after that, AI and all came into the picture when I joined the organization. So the organization always had these use cases where, like, example, Technicas Reunidas was more into infrastructure and constructions. So example
Okay.
project I would give you is we have lots of blueprints, right? We build nuclear
Hmm.
plants and all those. We have blueprints. So computer vision comes into the picture to get to know how many counts, what are the control rooms, and etc. So like that, one by one, they were looking into more and more use cases. Like we have foreign, like there are many useful possibilities which where we could look. So what foundation we have through that, right? We can do a lot. I can say, like example, text to speech conversion. So do we had a lot of foreign clients and all those things. So when
Okay.
we are talking to them, business meetings and all that, there are a lot of language barriers and all those things. So we used to text,
Okay.
like live text to speech used to convert, or maybe direct translation used to convert, and we used to always use these open source models and things. So
Okay.
over time, I would say after I joined the Technicas Reunidas, I got little exposure towards AI and my interest grew after that. So after that, I started learning towards Gen AI, LLM models, etc.
Okay. So it was like multiple techniques, like you were using computer vision as well as NLP, right? So
Yes, yes.
you must have not had much exposure to those areas, right? Uh, to be
Yeah.
honest, like how did you
Initially, no.
manage? Yeah, initially. So how did you manage? Like how much time it took for you to learn all this to apply in your job?
So when I had finished my course with DataMites, I think they had some basics towards NLP. So I had got a brief idea towards how it works and what it does. So and they had briefed out the libraries which do that. So
Okay.
I went more into those libraries and I took into like 3 or 4 top libraries which would handle this well. I think you are guys are teaching NLTK also, right?
Yeah.
So that was one of the libraries. So through that I started learning and I started doing projects. So I almost did like 3, 4 projects, like sentiment, basic projects, you can say. I got data sets from Kaggle, GitHub, etc. Sentiment analysis, book recommendation, movie recommendation based on wordings and NLP. So that is where I started my journey with NLP. And it took about almost 2 weeks for me to learn it. Then after that, in my previous organization, we came across the text to speech, speech to text projects came into implementation. So I would say for me to get a deeper and proper understanding of it to learn and deploy it to the end to end, it took almost for me like 3 weeks.
Okay. Okay. Great. So you have put a lot of effort, right, in learning. So That's what exactly
Yeah,
need be,
the thing
because
is,
yeah,
yeah, sorry. The thing is, like, when you're having a career transition and when you don't have a foundation, it's very hard for people to select you for the job. So you should be able to answer them whatever they ask. You should prove them you have the skill set to do
exactly.
this. So that is where, like, I find the plus point, like, okay, this guy knows his things. So that is where the interviewer also feels, okay, this guy knows his things. We can like do something, or at least is willing to learn. So that is what the end of the day think. So this is what happened to me in Technicas Reunidas also, the previous organization.
Yeah. So most of the people who come from non-technical background are very, dedicated. So they put a lot of effort compared to people who are from technical backgrounds. I can see many people, very confident, even though they come from non-technical background, since they are very much dedicated. They motivate. They try to put a lot of effort in learning things. I think people are more successful who are coming from non-technical background. That's very good, because people generally have people's perception is that you may not be you might find very difficult to get into AI, but that is not true actually,
Hmm.
and you're a great example for that. So you got into this Technicas Reunitas from Pat, from DataMites.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes. That was my first
so
placement through DataMites.
okay. Then you joined in another company as a data scientist, right? So you have worked
Yeah,
around.
basically the job description is showing as system analyst, but my work is more into Python development, machine learning, and AI, like that, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So when you looked at system analyst, like how did you apply for this job, or did they call you
Uh,
by
ba-
looking at?
So basically, my thing was I was trying more into like using my past knowledge and my current knowledge as well, and I was looking into get into a financial organization where they provide financial services.
Okay.
So I came across National Stock Exchange (NSE). So basically, I thought, okay, there will be a good scope and it will be a very different exposure for me as well,
Okay.
because finance wise, I know we handle the data is there, but I knew that they are not handling finance at the end. They are
Okay.
handling the whole infrastructure. So it was a very broad concept and it's a very different idea there. So that is where I
Okay.
thought, okay, I can get into this, and that's why I moved forward with NSE.
Okay. Fine. So what is techniques? What techniques using currently in your company, like more into NLP or computer vision, or what kind of technical skills that mostly you use in your current company?
I would say computer vision is not used a lot currently, because there's no much scope to it, because the documents and all are handled by a different department. But I would say NLP, we are handling NLP. We are more into generative AI currently. We are building our own in-house generative AI LLM model.
Okay.
So okay, NLP, I would say we are more into like a generative AI is a different concept for more generating text. NLP, I would say we have a lot of firewalls and all those things, network security and things. So basically, instead of a user going and checking, we basically fetch it, understand what it's saying, and just predict the overall status of it.
Okay.
I would say we are using a lot of machine learning. Machine learning is applied a lot in this organization because machine learning is an algorithm where we can use in many things. Like I told you, example, network anomaly detection. So like that, we have capacity planning, server load planning, loading capacity, and many things. So machine learning through data, if you get meaningful insights, you can see we can apply it in a lot of places.
Okay. So how did you prepare for interviews?
Interviews, I would morely say I would go into their job description initially. So I would look
Yeah.
into it. What are they talking about and what are they looking into? Some people don't give a broader description, but some interviews I've seen, they give a idea what they are looking for. And based on that, sometimes I moderate my answer, but always I see that based on the job description, if the skills are not meeting, but I see that I give a little try on like know what is it basically, but I'll show them I'm willing to learn it once I join there. So based on that, I answer the interviews.
Okay.
Because majority, if you see, if they are request for 10 skill sets, even if you have 8, I see them accepting you. They'll be like 2 more you
Yes.
can. But end of the day, your other skill set in that, at least in those 8, your 3 are very strong. Like example, Python, machine
Yes.
learning, and AI. This is what you're learning. If these are also very strong, they you can go through it, I would say.
Yes. So one cannot learn everything, right? At least whatever we know, we should know that, we should be expert in that, right?
True, true,
Yes.
true, true. And once only
Correct.
we get exposure and all those things, that is when we can learn exactly. See, now sometimes every organization works very differently. So in this
Yes.
current organization, we have these tools for automation, Ansible and all that. But if
Hmm.
I go to learn that today, it is nowhere used in other organization if I go to.
Exactly.
So there is difference in different organizations. So you'll have to see that how much useful it is. Like if you're planning getting into more into AI and ML, okay, this is not so useful and you're not going to use it in the future, but have a knowledge base of it, I would say. Okay,
Yes.
through this, tomorrow, if I go more into this, I can handle more tasks like that.
Yes. So whatever we learn, maybe we will not be directly applying everything. So it depends of
True,
what kind of project we are working. But we need to be strong in foundation. That's very important, right? With that knowledge,
true,
you
true,
can
true.
learn further. You can explore further, right? And of course, you have to like when you're going into any particular project, like you need to understand what skills are required for that role. Then you need to explore. You need to enhance your knowledge in that field, right? That's how things work. So people generally think that once they complete a course they will they get the job immediately. So of course they have to put some effort in learning new
True,
things.
true,
They
true.
should get updated to the current technology, right? That's very important, right?
And in this field, I would say learning never stops because
Yes.
if you stop learning, technology is changing every day. You're only going back, I would say. If you want to
Correct.
move forward, always learn new technology. Always, because every day in the market, something new is coming. Your current technology is expiring and going away. So tomorrow, if you're learning something today, no one is going to use it in the next 10 years, I would say. I'm just giving an example, maybe one tool or something.
Yeah.
So I would say stay up to date with the current market always.
Correct.
So
Fine.
I would say example currently in the current market, generative AI is booming a lot. Stay up to date. That's it.
Valid point. So how did you tailor your resume? Like, would you change it according to the job description wherever you're going to apply? Like, did you change it, or you used to have the
Uh,
same resume?
Initially, I had gone through DataMites, right? So through DataMites, I had done those 5 projects because end of the day, I didn't have anything to showcase to anyone. So I had a 2 pages resume, which was 1 page was almost elaborating most of the project in a most detailed way, and as to expose most of what was into IT itself, because I didn't mention most into my previous career. It was only like I done my BCom, right? I just mentioned I did BCom and my previous job I not mentioned because it's very irrelevant for them. So after that,
Exactly.
through DataMites, I got these 5 projects. I did those 5 projects, and in end of the day, I think I did some 4, 5 initial extra projects also in computer vision using that open source YOLO model and etc. So I had some extra things to show. Okay, I have skills in YOLO. I'm in computer vision NLP as well. So that is how I tailored mine, and I've gone through DataMites itself to design my resume that time. And
Okay.
after that, my same thing is continuing down below. I just made the content short because the pages are increasing for the initial thing. So just the same
Hmm.
contents are there again. I just added my technical Reunitas and other experiences what I had. That's it.
Okay. So this is a very valid point. So in a resume, you need to highlight things which are more relevant and try to keep it short, whatever is not, applicable or whatever is not related to the job that you're applying for, right? So that could
Hmm.
attract the recruiters. Correct.
I yeah,
Okay.
I would say don't give lot of informations about your project, what you did in like full detailed information. Because tomorrow, if I was I'm taking your interview and I read your resume, I would be like, okay, this. They get the full information. If they're not interested, they just chuck you and you're gone. So if you give a minimal information, they would like to know more about it. There is a chance they'll come and ask you tomorrow for the interview. I
So
would
you
say
can
like keep it
explain
short.
that in the interview, right?
Yes, yes. So keep it
Correct.
short, I would say always. Always don't give the detailed information, because if they get detailed information, okay, they read, they're done with you there only. If they have something short, they'll have more questions regarding. They might come to ask you. So that is one of the things. That was also one of the things I've noticed.
Okay. So you have been very cautious from each and every things, right? Very good. So how did you get all
Okay.
this guidance? So initially, like freshers may not have, this much information, or like how much guidance did you get from Pat, and how you were able to manage all this? Like from where did you get the guidance?
Okay. So regarding like how I didn't get your exact question. I'm sorry.
No, like you were aware like how to prepare for the interviews, how to keep it, how to prepare the resume, right? Generally freshers will not have much information about or knowledge about all this. How did you manage all this? Like from where did you get the
Okay.
guidance?
So okay, initially I had told you resume. I had gone through you guys only, and I designed it the as per that, and it's still the same, and I've continued with that. Regarding
Okay.
interviews, how to do, I would say like that through DataMites I had got 4 interviews and it passed. But initially I tried from myself also, but I had lost a lot of interviews. I didn't get across. I didn't know how to answer. And later I had this through DataMites, this what do you call? You had this mock sessions, right, for interviews.
Patch sessions.
Yes, yes, sorry. Long time. Pat session. So based on
Okay.
that, I came to know how to answer interviews and how to answer, how to give replies and all those and all. Like basically, they would more into knowledge questions, like keep it
Okay.
short, all those things. So
So
knowledge
that
questions
helped
were
you.
handled. Yes, and through Pat itself, I had almost 3 or 4 interviews I took. The first two were also
Okay.
like that actually proved as not doing it properly. So after
Okay.
those 3 or 4 Pat interviews, that's what I got 4 more this selections for this, and I got selected in my third interview.
Okay. So always I would say, not to expect any result from one or two interviews. You should keep it as a learning experience. So you will know like what kind of questions are being asked in the interview, how to
True,
answer,
true,
or
true.
how do you answer like for any question, right? So that first two interviews should be taken as a learning experience. So I generally used to tell
True,
this
true,
to
true, true.
people. Yeah.
That is one
So
thing. You might get a lot of rejections in interviews and all, but I'll tell you, it is a lot of learning itself. You'll know
yes,
how to tackle, how to know what to answer next time. Because
yes.
there's
So
nothing
you
to be
can you
disappointed. There's nothing to be disappointed in rejected interviews. I'm telling you.
exactly correct. Okay. So, what do you wanted to tell for the people who are preparing for interviews? Um, what advice you would like to give?
Advice, I would say, always please go through what they are looking for initially. Because if you imagine they ask you, tell me about yourself, what you have done. If it's not related to them, that is the what thing. I'm repeating some things again, but I'll tell you again. So like if it's not much related to them, don't showcase that more. Keep it short, which is no more they are looking into like computer vision, NLP, show more experience towards that, tell you have practiced more towards that and all those things. But when you tell, you should be able to show that you are solid proof to even prove your this. So always do some projects, and always please, I'm telling you, practice is the number one. Because if you practice, I'm telling you, your projects are also built up, your knowledge is also building up, everything is building up there. So your resume also fills up there, because you have a lot of projects done already because of your practice. So like that, you have a lot of things to showcase like that. And interview wise, I'm telling you again, rejection is normal in interviews, because nowadays job competition market is very hard. I'm telling you, even for an experienced person also, it's very hard nowadays. And as you know, current market for AI, machine learning is booming. Everyone is doing it. So you should be able to show them how you are better than them, how you can perform better than them, how your skills can be used for the organization. you should be able to give them an answer in that base so that they can picture you in their organization tomorrow and say, okay, this guy will do the trick. This girl will do the trick. Okay, like that. So that is how the interview should always go, I would say.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for your advice. So I hope mock interviews would have also helped you, right? Mock interviews in PAT might have, in DataMites might have helped you, right?
True. I initially told you I almost had 4 PAT interviews because my initial two were not fine and I was not able to answer because they are behind I'm from BCom and I was not able to communicate technically. Is my major drawback. I'm not able to communicate like technical communication, all that. That's very bad because when you communicate technically, there are specific terms. You can't just tell in layman terms like speaking to a technical person. I would say brush up that also as well. So that is what helped me more in mock interviews, what to answer, what words to use. So it was looking more professional.
Okay. So let us look into Q&A. I think there are some questions. So Vishwaraj Yadav wants to ask something. Team, can you please give us the question? Like, what is the question from Vishwaraj? DataMites team. What is the question from Vishwaraj Yadav?
Shows your need to ask you one thing, mock interviews.
Okay, so Bandhu has a question here. I'm from Rihanna Abdul. I have just got into this channel after trying for 1 year. How do you have data science programs? Maybe Abdul, you can get this information from relationship managers or from DataMites, so they can tell you about, all the programs. So if you want to know more about the courses that are offered, you can check with DataMites team. Hi, what was the initial package for the first job after completing the course? So they want to know what was your package in your first company.
I had got a 12 LPA package initially.
That was
So
great.
it was,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know how, but yeah, I had got a 12 LPA package through DataMites itself. I'm telling you, placement interview who had suggested was through DataMites, through Pat team, and I cracked the interview. And yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. Okay. So Divya wants to ask, like, have you got placed through DataMites? Okay, so I think that was being answered now, Divya. So the first job was through DataMites, and then with that, experience, he also got into other companies. Yeah.
True.
Any more questions from the audience? Okay. That person is thanking you for being so transparent with your answer. Okay.
No problem. No problem. Please get in touch.
Any more questions? Okay, team. Yeah. So thank you so much for your time, Clive. You have given a lot of information. I hope this must have helped people, those who are preparing for interviews, or for all the aspirants here. Okay. So we wish you all
No.
success. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. I think someone has a question here. Someone is raising a hand.
Um, Sashikant.
Hello.
Yeah, you can proceed.
Yeah. Hi, Clive. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, currently, coming to my profile, I have an experience of 3 years in TCS. Later, I took a gap of 2 years. Currently, I have completed my course in DataMites. So, what would
Okay.
be my steps going further? How to prepare for these interviews? Like these 2 years break is something like not related to any technical ground. So, how should I prepare for it?
Sorry, like these two are not related to technical round.
Yes, technical. I have some other business related things.
I would say, like, see, now my previous organization, there was not much into this, but my current organization, okay. So, as you know, they were more into financial trading and all those things. So, I had a plus point here because I was more into BCom and I knew these things. So, I would say, learn about the company profile, know a bit about it. Okay. Can you give me some example, like what type of like in the
Hmm.
rounds are these?
I didn't get you.
Like
Rounds in the sense.
like interview, there's a technical round, HR, or like what type of round? I didn't get your this exactly. Like
No,
non-technical interviews means.
No,
I
no.
have experience in IT from TCS in 3 years, but I took a career gap of 2 years. So will that affect
Okay.
me going further?
I would say no, like until and unless you show a learning and you are still up to date to the current market. I don't
Oh,
think it should affect you a lot, but I would say you have to showcase something because if you're not up to date, they will have a doubt, okay, he doesn't know about it. So I would
yeah,
suggest with your previous experience, show that at least you're learning something or do learn something. Please do some projects or something and like show some. At least you everyone has a GitHub, right? So always showcase your skills there, I would say. So at least they know, even though there is a gap, you know about it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you, Clive.
a small suggestion
No
here,
problem.
Sashi. So as Clive told, you need to justify
Yes.
your gap. Gap doesn't really matter. I have seen people with 8 years, 10 years gap and all, right? Generally, if you look at women, they will have pregnancy or other family related issues because of which they might have got a career gap. But it doesn't really matters when it comes to this field, especially. So you need to justify it. If you had taken that gap for some your career advancement, you have to just justify, you have to showcase that. So that
Okay.
won't be really a problem. If you are technically strong, if you are prepared for the interview, right, then it doesn't really matter.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks for the
Because
advice. Yeah.
Shashikant, I
Yeah,
had
ma'am.
a gap of 2 years, then I had joined DataMites and got a job. So
Oh,
you can
same
see the
case.
example like that. I had done my
Yeah.
BCom, then I was stuck with my career and all those. So I had a gap of 2 years. Then I joined DataMites and went through.
Okay. It gives me
So what
confidence now.
main thing what I looked into was staying up to date. That's it, and what they are looking for.
I think we have answered all the questions. So no more questions I can see. Thank you so much, Clive. It was
No problem,
very
ma'am.
inspiring. I hope this might help everyone. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Thank you everyone for joining the session as well, and
Thank
thank
you
you
all.
DataMites for giving this opportunity again.
Yeah. Thank you all. Yeah. Let's end
Thank
the
you.
session.
Yeah, sure.